we, the team, have made across our time with fitness and health. So I have been actively working out, exercising since I was about 17. So, 17 years? Yeah, that is a lot of time. One of my mistakes when I was a teenager was I was naive enough to think that over a week off from school, when you got those weeks, those vacation weeks, I was a very skinny teenager, that if I started to exercise throughout that week, every day, for like example, if I did bicep curls, that I would magically have muscles when I would go back to school. I wasn't aware of the time that it takes to get results, how long results can take, obviously. I had no perception of how to work out and then what came from that. So when I was 17, that was one of my silliest mistakes, was being naive enough to think that muscles would just magically appear from a set of curls. What about you?
I had one written here because I remember I was, when I came out of college, I gained, that freshman 15, and I started working out, and I was at saw this very fit girl have the treadmill all the way up to the highest incline, holding onto the handles and walking uphill for like an hour. And I was like, that is the key to a fit body. So almost every single day, I would raise the incline of the treadmill to the highest incline, hold on to dear life so I wouldn't fall off, and I walked for about an hour on the treadmill.
I walked.
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually very funny. Very funny. Looking back now.
So I think probably maybe 50% of people start their lifting journey either one of two ways. Either maybe being scared of the weights or really going into that ego lifting territory. Now, back in high school, I was on the football team, and there was one thing in our weight room. We had this whiteboard that you could only get on if you hit a certain number for your bench, squat, or deadlift. And that number was 350 pounds. Now, I'm a sophomore or a junior or whatever I was, with probably zero coaching in the terms of how to deadlift properly and most importantly safely, or just, I had no business lifting that much weight at this time. So I have a video that I haven't shown you guys, I'll show you guys later, of me trying to lift 350 pounds, terrible form, and I ended up throwing my back out for the next 2 to 3 weeks. But I got it.
And I was on the board.
I was on the board.
I look forward to seeing that video.
Yeah.
Probably one of the biggest mistakes I made was, so when I first started working out with Sean, this was probably 10 years ago now, we used to do a lot of competitive vlogs and programs, and we'd work out for 3 plus hours, and probably the biggest mistake I think I made was back then, probably for the first 4 or 5 years that I worked out more frequently, was I didn't focus enough on sleep, nutrition, mindset. I was just I'm gonna force feed myself these crazy double day squat days where I ended up crying because I'm I don't know why I can't hit these numbers, and then I can't sleep and I'm not recovering, and I'm I can barely walk around, and we work out hard, take pre-workout, but just just overdoing the fitness and not respecting enough of the sleep, the nutrition, the mindset work, and thinking that I could just work out 4, 5, 6 hours a day for 5, 6 days a week, and that would be the answer, when that's not the way to do it. Luckily, I don't have a video like here,
Yeah, when you said overstuff, this memory came back to me, and I know we connect on this one, Nolan. So when I was a teenager, leaving the teenager room, and I went to college, I went through I remember researching how do you put on size and strength and do it quick. Obviously you're exercising, and I came across GOMAD. GOMAD stands for a gallon of milk a day, and at the time I was a student at the University of Delaware, and I hope you guys can laugh at this. I was that student who was walking around the college campus with a gallon of milk at, having to stop every like 100 meters because I'm so full in the belly and out of breath, but I'm just trying to accomplish drinking this gallon of milk a day. And I don't remember, I think I committed to 30 days of it. So think about a gallon of milk for 30 days. And I don't think the results for me were that mind-blowing or great. And I remember, I believe, so when I met Nolan in my life, and I mentioned that to him, Nolan took on the Go Mad Challenge.
I did. It was the strongest I've ever been. The body composition was not great because not all calories are great calories. Yeah, that was a good one for sure. Peter, have you experienced Go Mad?
I have not. I'm willing to try it though. 30 days.
Now's not a good time. Now's not a good time.
No.
I've done the opposite and been like the yo-yo dieter. I think I've tried almost every single diet out there. I remember one was a juice cleanse, and this is when I first started CrossFit. And I remember coming in, and a coach that is not really here anymore. She's like, "What's wrong? Like, are you okay?" And I was like, "I feel like I'm passed out." And she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I've been cleansing for the last 7 days." And she was like, "Well, you can't cleanse and do this strength cycle and like keep up with the numbers." And so, 7 to 9 day juice cleanse, that would happen. Isogenics shake, which just completely diminishes your calories. You can't eat fruit and nuts and eggs and all this stuff. I've taken everything out. And I this memory came back to me. I remember I bought, it's like called Ally. It was like a weight loss pill. And it was like so expensive. And I hid it in my purse so nobody could see it. And then I took it for a week and I just nothing ever happened. So, super not yeah.
Ooh. I remember they kept that locked up at GNC.
Yeah. Well, not anymore.
Oh.
Not anymore.
They've had it, but
You have a pretty rapid weight loss story too, right?
Well, I'll tie in with the pills that Abby's talking about. When I was in high school, everybody wants that like quick fix solution. And I was always pretty overweight, and me and my one friend were always constantly working out together, doing like crazy workouts just to get, try to lose my weight. Super crazy. But we went to GNC one day, and trying to find what fat burning pill blah 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 would work. So I ended up buying these cuts packets. These were like a 60-day supply of individually sleeved, I think it was 11 pills you're supposed to take in one day. So me and my friend were taking these, and of course, as a teenager, I'm also scooping pre-workout. So I have like 300 milligrams of caffeine in my pre-workout, and now these pills, which I really don't know what's in them. It just is marketed as weight loss. So I ended up going to the gym. We did one pull-up, and I felt like my heart was going to explode out of my chest. So we ended up calling GNC, asking what they gave us, and then drove across the bridge to go to GNC to talk to the guy. And it turns out that it was just like a caffeine pill. So I had taken 10 times the recommended amount, and I almost had a heart attack that day. So, lesson learned, you don't need pills to get to where you want to go.
yeah.
Better than ever.
You guys with the cutting, I think growing up being more like the twig, fast forward to the military, kind of like, okay, at the peak of like, all right, now I have a lot of time to work out, I want to be in great shape. A mistake I made during that time, and it actually became my call sign. So you have a call sign when you're out in the field or when you're training. You could have cool ones like Nightcrawler or anything like that, right? Mine became Breadman. Breadman because I developed this mistaken routine where for a time period of my life, I would eat half a loaf of bread before I worked out, and then I ate the other half of the loaf of bread after I worked out. And I did this for a period of time, thinking I'm getting carbohydrates, I'm getting energy, it's going to supply my workout with fuel and then recover me after. I remember 2 things happened. You mentioned, gaining weight in the wrong areas, of course, because not all calories are the same, and yes, there's some nutrients in there, but bread sticks to this body, and my butt just grew huge. I don't know why.
He kept that.
Maybe a lot of strength training at that time, but that was a huge mistake in my past. You got any more?